back like I never left after a long duration of not doing these videos because just didn't have enough time with the way I was doing them. I was doing film reviews and they came out in a certain order and just didn't make it up until the day. But finally, excited to do this one. There are some caveats. We're down a man, but we'll see how that affects the overall game plan. I still think that we should be able to win this one against the Rams. We went last season into LA, their territory. Our fans showed up, and I would say with lesser plans because we didn't have the mental artillery that we have now. Kellen Moore, and the defense is much improved. So I think that we should be able to win this one by at least 7, but maybe by a more comfortable margin. But anyways, let's get into it. What's up, it's your boy Cintron. Come back at you with another analysis video. And I kid you not, that's my real name. Eagles-Rams preview, 5 things to watch. I might just go over 4 because one of them might not be pertinent. Anyways, let's get into it. So A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith versus the Rams small cornerback. So there is something to be aware of because, despite their size last week, the Commanders' cornerbacks, they stood up to the challenge. In particular, Mike Sanderstill, the second-round pick out of Michigan, he ran in the 4.3s, the low 4.3s. So he can run with either one of the Eagles wide receivers, but being 5'10", I think in the $180 range, he was physically overmatched, but he still stood his ground and he played with much better maturity, more so than you would think for a rookie. So they tried to get him on stuttering, and goes Smith and AJ near the red zone, didn't bite. So we will watch how AJ plays against these guys because we know that Devonta Smith won't be practicing; he's out for the game. But Darius Smith, Williams, and Kobe Durant are only 5'11", 5'9", $187, and $180. So they're not huge by any standard, but you'd like them on the boundary to lose those matchups to A.J. Brown. But we'll see how Jahan Dotson does, as well as potentially, Britton Covey. I think it would be a jump all day for a guy like Johnny Wilson, but he hasn't been used in that fashion. But I would look into that, especially in the red zone, to try to use that height advantage he has, as well as Dallas Gardner in the red zone. He has a huge advantage, but we'll see who they put on those guys. Number 2, the Eagles tackles, Jordan Mailata and Lane Johnson versus the Rams edge defenders, Jared Verse and Byron Young. And, you look at it, it's a young group. Jared Verse has 4.5 sacks. Byron Young leads the team with 6. He posted 8 last year. They're going to be at a disadvantage because Lane Johnson just shuts down everybody on that side. It just is what it is. I think he's going against Byron Young. And Jared Verse, he's going up against Mailata, who, does well against power, but, he has some finesse to his game. But, it's going to be tough, sledding. And I get that it wasn't, toughest matchup for Mailata last week, facing Clelin Ferrell, who's average, and Dante Fowler, who's, been above average in the sack department, but he's nothing special. Neither one of them are. Jared Verse has more talent, but still, Mailata is such a quick dancing bear that he's able to shut down guys, and he's gotten better with dealing with the speed element, fellas. So, you look for it to be slightly stacked in the Eagles' favor. And that brings us to the next matchup, the interior of the Eagles' offensive line versus the Rams' interior defensive line. And, again, these are quick guys. Their whole line is built for, speed. 6'5", 295, and Braden Fisk, and he looks, hella bodacious on film. He has, I think, 5 sacks, and so does Kobe Turner. And there were some solid pickups. So you look at their line, a first rounder in Verse, second rounder in Braden Fisk, and 2 third-rounders in Brian Young and Kobe Turner. And Turner and Young did very well last season, but they're both undersized, and they have to win by way of quickness. And Landon Dickerson, is kind of a plotter, but so is what's his name, or Mekhi Becton, our inside right guard. So, they have talent, but I just think they're overmatched. We'll see whether the twists and stunts, play a factor in, because they can, they can do a lot of that. And, there's one clip, I'm not going to show it here, but where Raiden Fiskey's coming around, the edge, coming behind, I think might be the D tackle, and looping around, and he gets in there pretty damn quick. It's like under 3 seconds, But, if we just stay disciplined, communicate, and, grind on them. So, pause. Run the ball at them a lot, wear them down, and then be able to impose your will. They're lighter guys, so they should be able to get pushed around towards the latter part of the game. We have to make that commitment. And we have, something we haven't done in the Cintron era is commit to the run game and just stick with it, And with the back of Saquon's caliber, you should do that in spades. And it's led to him having 6 100-yard games. I think 4 of the last 5 games he's went over 100. So, stick to the game plan. All right, number 4, the Eagles secondary versus Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. So, these are 2 talented guys. I don't need to mince words with that. Cooper Kupp a couple years ago, I think in 2019, had almost 2,000 yards, 1,947. I think the second largest behind Calvin Johnson. And then Puka Nacua just hit the ground running, the most receiving yards in a opening campaign for a rookie, 1,400, I think in 56 or 86. And, he runs routes just so, aggressively. I have to watch where he's at, and he makes everything look the same. So, really good talent. He doesn't have the, the burner speed, but he knows where he's going. He does excellently setting guys up on routes, and Cooper Kupp is a good route runner. So, Darius Slay and Queen Mitchell have their hands full for sure, but I think it's a good draw. Good challenge, and it presents something very different from what we faced up until this season. And they're a duo that has to be, game plan for. So you might see Puka Nacua get doubled over the top a couple times, but Quinyon's going to be lining up on that left side. I don't know if they're going to have, I don't know how much they have the receivers switch sides and stuff like that. Cooper Kupp will be in a slot sometimes, so he'll be going up against, what's the kid's name? Cooper DeJean. Oh, another Cooper there. So interesting, in both first name. So typically it's the last name. But, I think, they're going to win their fair share of matchups. I don't think we're going to see, Cintron Mobay. Shout out to, I forget his name, Laura Bronson for that nickname. But I don't think we're going to see that kind of clamp action going on. But I do expect us to hold them, to a low average. Lower than normal for them. Where might the Eagles go feasting? Solid. Can be a liability, solid, and can be a liability. So we'll see where the Eagles are able to take advantage. But up the middle, I want to see Jordan Davis plugging and giving the linebackers free access, as well as Jalen Carter just busting into the middle and just toying with the rookie. So we'll see how things play out. But 5 out of 10, they've exceeded expectations in a lot of games, especially after we got comfortable during this stretch of 6 straight wins. So, all right, let's go to the questions that are bring us to the opponent's point of view. Eagles-Rams game preview, 5 questions and answers with the Week 12 enemy. So, taking a gander from their side of their point of view. The Rams are 5-5 after starting 1-4. What went wrong initially and what's gone right since to get back on track? I would just say injuries. Getting Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp back from injury when they both play, it increases the chances of victory, and they give the offense that do firepower, to go with that running game they have with Kyren Williams in the backfield. But it's night and day difference. You see them in and out of the lineup. Number 2, what are the biggest strengths and weaknesses of this Rams offense? I'll say injuries at the moment because, they have a solid O-line if everyone's healthy, but obviously you don't want that rookie center starting there. I don't know who's displaced, but as well as Rob Havenstein, he was out, marked out for, this game. So, you want to have that stability so you have time to protect, so that I think Matthew Stafford, they're saying he's a weakness here, but it's been the, instability he's had around him, and him having to work with so many guys that messes with a lot. And quarterback play has been down this year, but stability, 1, but 2, defenses are just playing much tougher across the league. You see, who is it? Jordan Love and Wonder Boy Patrick Mahomes are both tied for the league lead with 11 interceptions. And, people are coming out on Jalen Hurts. He's one of the better quarterbacks, playing as far as like keeping the turnovers to a minimum, especially in this, winning stretch. So, I mean, I want to say, he's a liability, but I haven't looked at the games. Can't tell you in detail how he's playing, but for them to be able to say that, I mean, just like I said, the instability that he's had around him, affected him, and it compromises the integrity of the offense, and thus, the quarterback who's not having a clean pocket to throw from, not having the time he needs bought for him, not having the timing with, the guys, and that, means he has to coach them up extra and worry about other things. It takes, time off of his plate to be prepared, in play when he has to, coach up younglings. All right, number 3, what are the biggest strengths and weaknesses of this Rams defense? For me, they're young. That's, great. They're agile, they're light, they're speedy, equipped to, get after the passer, but again, they're light, so they can get pushed around in the run game. They've been average on that front, and they're young, they inexperienced. So, it comes with these draws on both sides, and as good as they are, they're gonna see some things, experience some things that they're not quite ready for, especially the first year players. But even the second year guys, I mean, like, they don't have veterans to look to on that line. I mean, we have Brandon Graham, we have Jordan Davis, even though he's not a primo veteran, he's still a third-year player. We have Milton Williams, who's the elder of the D tackle interior lineman room. So just having that much more experience is a big difference maker. But I look for us to throw different things at them, traps and lots of pin and pulls, and get them on their heels, get them reading instead of reacting. All right, Jake Elliott missed 3 kicks in week 11, but it seems like the Rams are dealing with the kicker issues of their own. What's the situation there? So don't know, don't really care. But him being unstable, a win for the Eagles, man. Anyways, we'll get out of here. I said Britton Covey was activated. I think one more person. CJ Uzoma was elevated. He has 1 elevation left. So we've been playing around with that, but I really like the new practice squad rules that they implemented over the last couple of years that we've been able to take advantage of. But anyways, we'll get up out of here and cut the video here. But it's all good because, hey, I know that you're not even watching, but it's all good, like I just said, because I love talking about the Eagles and I love making these stinking freaking videos. So we'll try this is officially, but as always, it's fly Eagles fly, and let's motherfucking go. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you want. Thanks for watching. Check me out at Cintron Anime, Cintron Life, or Cintron Laughs, or other social media.